Beautiful. We have a number of
Thank
things
you.
that we can use to keep one safe. In Melissa's case, it was someone that worked for her father. So have online security background checks are an amazing thing to do. Have a plan if someone comes into your house.
So stop. I want to make sure we hear that. So if you're going to have an employee,
Yes.
check them out. Bottom line.
Yeah, Intellius, there's
Yeah.
many of the online
Okay, so check 'em out.
services.
Got that.
Yeah,
Number two.
check them out. Make sure you know about their background. It puts you on notice. Security cameras are great. A safe room in your home. Signal, somebody's trying to break in your home, signal, run upstairs. We'll have a barricaded door. They call it a J-bar. It prevents the door from opening.
How about for teens themselves? Are there things that they can do, like in their social media context or with their cell phones?
Absolutely, absolutely. As a teen, what do we see for women of this age? They're a little bit too young, a little bit too trusting, and they haven't yet developed the skills to deal with the predator. So have a plan. Think about everything that could go wrong in your life and develop a blueprint for it, something to go to. When the bad stuff happens, that's not a time to create a plan.
I remember my daughter did one of those self-defense classes and felt very empowered by that. I don't think she would have been as much of a buzzsaw were she attacked if she hadn't had the experience of actually practicing that. You're shaking your head. Your daughters too?
Yeah, I have 3 daughters. In school. They
Yes, it was
had
in school.
literally
Did
class,
they've all done it?
and they've all done it, and they were a little wigged out by it.
Yeah.
But the great thing is that in the moment of being panicked, you can't implement a plan. Let alone think about it. You might freeze.
Yes.
That's what a fear response is, to freeze.
And this is an important thing to point out. If you have, but people who've had previous trauma
That's
are
right.
prone to freeze.
Well, and
freeze
that's
is
why
exactly the wrong thing to do in these
Exactly, because
situations.
in a class they teach you over and over again, so it becomes a little rote. So when something happens, you're less likely to have the freeze response and more likely to do something.
Any cell phone location services or anything that Facebook or Twitter or anything we can do for us?
You know, there's a company out there that makes a variety of different GPS tracking devices that go into their backpack, into their watches, even into their sneakers. And I envision 10 years from now, we may have a device that you could actually implant into your child.
Should we be tracking our kids like that? You're cringing, but should we? What's your advice?
It's a violation in a way, but it's a safety factor.
Should we?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's suppose I say yes. If I say yes, or let's put it this way. What is the level of denial that I'm maintaining if I say, oh, no, I could never do that, it's getting intrusive? Is there a certain amount of denial here that I don't even acknowledge this could happen to my kids?
Here I am a psychiatrist, but
Yes.
I'm going to tell you that a certain amount of denial is good. If we walked around every day, all day, thinking about how we could be kidnapped and raped and mugged and terrorizing our families and so on, we'd be incapacitated. Many people have anxiety disorders, or even not a disorder, but are anxious. And you can really ruin the functioning of your life if you're thinking like this every second. So you have to find that gray zone where you educate, you prepare, and then you step back and say, you know, this is unlikely to happen. I mean, we're listening to this story tonight because it's amazing and rare. And the point is, these things really are rare overall. So prepare, educate, and then I say, use some denial, or you cannot function in your life.
It's so funny. I'm flipping back and forth in my own head between my anxiety disorder and my denial, because I'm wondering if I'm using my my denial to protect my anxiety, and then my judgment is up. I get your point. I get it. That certain amount of
yeah, we have to believe that we're basically okay
we
in
have
the
to
world.
feel safe. But Steve would say, don't be silly. Take
Right.
extra action.
Take extra actions. Less than 1/2% of are your stereotypical Polly Klaus, Jessica Lungford abductions. Again, a rare case.
Most of these people
a
you
real
know.
hero. Yes.
Most
yes,
people
sir.
know. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for this conversation. Next up.